Hey YouTube, and welcome to Silent Code Dev. Welcome to day 80 of becoming a front-end developer from zero. Day 80. So yeah, you guys know how it is, right? Busy days, long days, working extremely hard, taking care of ourselves, but we still make time for coding. Still make time to do it every single day, showing up, consistency, even when nobody's watching. Even when you feel like giving up, that's when it counts, right? Because that's something that I really struggle with. So if you are in a similar position, if you're struggling with motivation and to keep up, you can always hit me up on my Discord. I have that in the description below. Feel free to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you're new, and let's get into the video. So as you guys can see, we are going to read and learn about array destructuring. So now, from what I know about array destructuring, it's a way to extract value from an array. I think, like you break it down, right? It's like unboxing it and extracting value from an array. But we're gonna read about it. We're gonna go through this topic, array destructuring. It's very important. I think it's very important in like when you do API fetching and stuff like that. You can destructure and get certain values from that they only need, right, from the API, because usually you get a lot of values, right? You don't want everything, right? You want only specific things. So let's get right into it. So array destructuring is a relatively new feature of the JavaScript language and is considered syntactic sugar, meaning that it makes your code easier to read. Say you've got the following array containing width and height of an item, and you'd like to create variables for the width and height. So you have a variable with that is an array, a variable called dimensions that has an array containing the values of 20 and 5. And then you create the variables, and you can access the first value in the array of the variable dimensions index or brackets, like demonstrated, and then you can get it. So the above code can be rewritten using the new array destructuring syntax as follows. Okay, so yeah, so you set the variables like that, and then you extract it like this. Okay, so the two variable declarations were replaced with one line, const with height dimensions, then results the same. So we are pulling the first entry of dimensions into a new variable width, and we are pulling the second entry of dimensions into a new variable of height. So the order in the bracket, square bracket, matters for array destructuring, as the first variable name will correspond to the first item in the array index 0, and the second variable name will correspond to the second item in the array index 1, and so on. So that's pretty simple to understand. So you can identify destructuring when you see the square brackets on the left side of the equal sign. So whenever there's a square bracket on the left side, because usually it's on the right side, right? Like you have stuff right, but when you have square brackets on the left side, that's usually array destructuring. So here we have an example of that in the React hooks. So React library is outside the scope of this course, but in case you've seen some React hooks, yeah, so you have the app component, and you have like you have an array destructuring where you're like, those are variables, and then you have the use state, right? So you can save values in here. So the const counter, set counter, use state is an array destructuring, returns an array of 2 items, and yeah. So what we can say about array destructuring, I'm gonna write it down because there's a rule that I liked, right, that I want to write down, because sometimes you can forget, right? How do you identify what array destructuring is? And you can identify it by having square brackets on the left side. So I'm gonna write a bit, guys. Hold on, hold the line. Probably. Okay, so array destructuring is extracting values from an array and assigning them to variables. The way to identify array is there are square brackets the left side of the equal sign. Yeah, I mean, everything else is, I feel like everything else is self-explanatory, you know? So we have recap here. Array destruction is syntactic sugar, meaning that it's easier to read. In order to, the order in array structuring matters, right? So you can identify the structure when you see square brackets on the left side of the equal sign. And I think I need to restart the chapter, because I think I've done this before. Let's see. Oh, okay, I haven't. Okay, so complete the function get location string by destructuring the location param into two variables, lat and lng. So as you guys can see, this is what we're getting here. And we already have we're using the variables here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. So const, we know that the array is coming from location. All right, because we are creating it here, and then we're passing it in as an argument, and the parameter here is const. So what we're gonna do is lat and lng location. Okay, so here complete the function get full name such that it returns the full name of the user, the first name and the last name separated by the space character. You have to use array destructuring and call the variables first name, last name. Okay, so const square brackets first name, last name equals user, and then we need to return because it says that separated by space and like that. Okay, we also gonna, I don't know if I'm gonna do this. Yeah, we're gonna do that too. Okay. So array concatenation. You can concatenate and merge several arrays content into a new array using the ... spread syntax. So here's an example. So you have const lat, const, and const points. You can merge them by doing this. So the new array So this dot thing is like flat. Yes, I guess you're just like extracting it from the, it's like you're taking it out of the array or something. So the new array contains the elements of both arrays. Here's another example where we create a new array based on the old one and add new items to it. So const items, tissues, oranges, const other items. Yeah, so you're getting all these. All right. So we will revisit array concatenation once we learn about immutability, which is an important concept. So this is the spread syntax. Okay. So let's do this one quickly. So complete the function get apps such that it returns a new array containing the items from both parameters it receives. So we can say const UR equals apps1 2. All right, we're gonna do a chapter recap. So swapping variables, here's a lesser used yet neat trick. You can swap variables using array destructuring. Let's see, first, second. We want to now programmatically swap their values. So second should contain first. So const first equals second temp. Okay, see, first, second, and then second temporary. Okay. So recap, array destructuring is syntactic sugar, meaning that it makes your code easier to read. The order in array destructuring matters, so you can't just place it randomly because you have to, it needs to correspond with the position of the elements in the array, right? You can identify destructuring when you see the square brackets on the left side. You can concatenate merge several arrays into a new array using the spread syntax. Alright guys, so in the next video we're going to be studying objects too. So it's going to be a bit more complex. So yeah, it's a relatively short video because I have to sleep now and I need to get up again. So but thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for showing up with me. Feel free to subscribe, comment, and like. That will help me a lot. And I'll see you guys next one. Peace.